Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back downtown Kato Paphos on a truly spectacular day indeed. If you're looking for a little bit of silver in your life, well, there's the girl for you. Prancing, dancing in downtown Kato Paphos. There we are, a little present or two.
I'm scared because it's so slim, whatever it is, girl or boy, I don't know. So
There we are, Grisivy Labou is having a good feel. No man's balls are safe, that's for sure.
I love this statue actually, it's so beautiful. And can you please understand, it's standing here, moveless, for so many hours. It must be very, very hard.
It is a hard job indeed, so why not come along, get a picture, and of course, fill that little pot to the brim with the money, with the falloose, and put a smile and get a little plonk or two from the superstar known as Girl in Silver. Thanks very, very much. Let's keep going. But of course, we haven't actually had the big hello.
Hello, everybody. How nice to see you again and again. And when the Kato Paphos, the harbour, is so live, you're just enjoying the views, you're enjoying the walk, you're enjoying the meeting with the people, and the weather is absolutely amazing at the moment being, and you're just living the dream of your life.
You're living the dream, and if you're wondering what the weather is, perhaps if your name is Miss Dawn, you got a husband called Mr. Sean, a little cat called Miss Daisy, and of course a very, very clever dog called Bobo. The temperature today is 26 degrees or thereabouts, with a slight little breeze on the, well, we're going to keep going. As you can see, Grisivy Labou is legging it down the Kato Paphos Harbour. That's Mr. Costas on the left-hand side. If you want a character chore or two, €20, and he'll sketch you up in around about 5 to 10 minutes. Mickey Mouse has ventured into the harbour, there he is, and of course Grisivy Labou is about to storm the main entrance of the downtown Kato Paphos Harbour. So if you're looking for a great place to go and eat, or perhaps a spectacular boat trip, well, Paphos Harbour has to be the place
The baby
for
gets
you.
scared with the Mickey Mouse and start crying like crazy. One baby over there.
See, Mickey Mouse can scare the living daylights out of you as well as making you happy as well. Because of course that one is actually a member of the Bulgarian Mafia. So there we are. Make sure you cross his palm with a couple of euros or so. Otherwise, well, you never know, he might chop your arm off. Let's keep going. Paphos Harbour is coming up. Restaurant after restaurant, and if we're very, very lucky, we might go and talk to the people from the Paphos Sea Cruises, because the Ocean Vision, the big boy in their arsenal, well, it's back in. People have had a great day on it, and of course if you want to go out on the grand finale, which is the Friday and the Saturday night, there's a bit of a crescendo of fireworks and all those kind of things. Anyway, first restaurant on the block, King's Restaurant. Probably one of the best restaurants in downtown Paphos. Let's see the crew. They're all pretty busy in there, as we can see, and there's people sitting down enjoying their evening meal. They've got some very, very fresh fish on show. You can come along and choose your fish. Look at that. Wow. Let's pop along and keep going, because Theo's restaurant's coming up. And at this time of night, they're very, very busy indeed. Look at that. Some of these restaurants, by the way, at this time of year, if you want to guarantee that you get a table in a certain restaurant, I suggest you book that table, because of course when they're full, they are full. Grisivy?
Yes, of course. It's the summertime. It's the time when people more and more come into Paphos, and in the evening they would like to eat somewhere. I probably would suggest in some of the restaurants to book a table.
I would indeed, yeah. Paphos Sea Cruises is coming up. Now these guys have got a boat or two in their arsenal. They've got the big boy, as we call it, the Ocean Vision. They've also got the Ocean Flyer, which is that one there. It's a VIP adults only cruise. As we come over here, there's the Blue Lagoon in the morning, Blue Lagoon in the afternoon, and the Blue Lagoon all day. There's an awful lot of different cruises, and of course there is a special cruise for you. People queue up to chat with them, and they have a, well, an information frenzy, shall we say. Ocean Vision.
We can slide on board, everything all inclusive. You stay in the hotel, pick up from the hotel, we bring you here, we take you back. We are all included. We're running tomorrow if you'd like to join us from 11 to 3. The next one is on Thursday or Saturday.
That's the man himself, Major Tom. He's in charge of PaphosSeaCruises.com. You can check him out on the internet, but to be honest, the best thing to do is come down to the harbour. In the hutch normally is the girl known as Sexy Roxy, if you look very, very carefully. That's Major Tom, and they'll take great, great care of you, that's for sure.
How nice is to be busy in something that you're doing, especially at your work. Then you understand that you've done your job in a proper way. Some amount of money will be coming soon, and then you can sleep quiet and in a peace as a baby.
Can indeed. We'll keep going in the downtown Kato Paphos Harbour. The next restaurant on the block doesn't need much of an introduction because it's the Pelican Restaurant. Superstars are standing and waiting to greet you. That's Miss Addis, the girl in charge of the show, and that's the man that runs the restaurant himself. This is Mr. George, and he probably is the most handsome man in the Paphos Harbour. You all right?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, that's what they call him. He's the Cypriot version of Santa Claus. The restaurant is packed to the rafters, there's no doubt about that. And that's the rear house, and the Pelican is hanging out in a normal little jaunt just over here. She's relaxing for those few minutes just before she gets ready to go prancing up and down the downtown Kato Paphos promenade. She's checking her plumage, shall we say, and she's making herself look that little bit more beautiful before she struts her stuff down the downtown Kato Paphos Harbour and promenade area. Let's keep going because the next one on the block is just over there, and it's called the Gelalamo. Again, one of the best restaurants in downtown Paphos. The man in charge of it is the most handsome man, and of course his name is Mr. Emmanuel. You all right? How you doing?
Okay, yeah.
Have you been busy today?
The whole day.
A whole day?
Yes.
That's good then.
Busy.
Keeps you busy, and it means that you can afford to buy a decent pair of shoes. There we are. See, he's bought himself a new pair of shoes at 150 euros. A little bit cheaper than that man's shoes, but I think those shoes are nicer, to be honest. Gelalamo Restaurant, one of the busiest, one of the best restaurants. That's Mr. V, checking out someone's credit card over there. If you want a cheap pair of jeans, he could be the man for you. Who's the man in charge tonight, Emmanuel? Oh, there he is. Marinos is in the back. Perhaps we should walk in and say Yassas Gumbara to him, otherwise he gets upset. There he is, he's the man in the apron, he's the man who's looking very, very sexy indeed, and he's starting to do a runner. He's on the coffee machine tonight. Let's go and say Yassas Gumbaro to him. Yassas Gumbaro, you alright? Have you been busy? Busy.
Always busy.
Yes, that's what we'd like to see. That's what we'd like to see. We'll be back in 10 minutes because I fancy a hot latte with one sugar. And on that note, if you're wondering how the channel is funded, well, it's very, very simple. We depend on you. So why not click through to our About page where you could consider to buy us a coffee or two on the little platform known as Buy Me a Coffee. This is Sail at the Castle, the biggest and probably the busiest restaurant in downtown Paphos. Look at it. It's absolutely packed to the rafters. And one of these days, Mr. Paul, we're going to pop into their toilets, take a daiquiri or two and make a very, very special video for you. The last one on this particular part of the harbour is run by a man with a rather spectacular beard, and he's looking very, very smiley as usual, and his name is Mr. Dexter. You all right, Dexter? Are you busy? How's that lad doing?
Good.
Good. That's what we like to hear.
He's really good.
Yeah, good. There we are. Have you been busy? Yeah, he's packed out. Let's go and see. Is George Michael in town tonight? I can't see him. He's obviously in the back counting all his money and whispering in his bank manager's ear. Because this is Stevie's, and it's possibly the busiest bar on this end of the harbour area. It's time for us to say goodbye, Stevie.
It's actually very nice to be busy, as I said before, and people are just living the life of in the life. Why am I saying it? Because they have got these cafes and restaurants, and they of course would love to be very busy. Otherwise there is no rent to be paid, otherwise there is no things to be bought, and there is nothing, no new outfits for their wives, Mr. Paul. Is it?
Talking about outfits for the wives, I'm always buying an outfit for a wife or two. So don't forget to click through and buy us a coffee or two. You can also help us out on the Super Thanks on YouTube.
Good boy.
I am a good boy indeed, but I'm a bankrupt boy. Not only am I bald, but I'm bankrupt as well. There's the view. I've got a feeling we're going to get a bit of dancing, especially for you. And if I'm a very, very lucky boy indeed, I may get a little bit of romancing. There we go. Mr. Willie, you should be very, very jealous indeed. We're living in paradise. in downtown Kato Paphos. Look at that.
From there.
Let's keep going, Grisevi.
There are many, lots of music.
Well, there's a bit of a singing
I
or
don't-
something going
yeah.
on, isn't there? So let's go and have a look and see what's going on. We'll take you to the edge of it, but obviously after that we'll have to cut because otherwise we will get a YouTube infringement. So let's keep going. There's one or two restaurants on the way, and we're going to give you a glimpse of what's going on in front of the downtown Kato Paphos fort, or some people call it the castle. But of course we actually know it's a fort because Mr. Ian checked it out, and it is a fort. It's a place that was housing soldiers and not a place to live in. You see, you learn something every day, especially Mr. Philip, well, Sir now, if he's living up in Camaras. Big shout out to you, Sir Philip, and of course Miss Sita, who's sitting there laughing and joking and watching Nuts in downtown Paphos. Restaurant after restaurant, ice cream parlour after ice cream parlour, and of course just up here there's going to be some dancing, some prancing, some musicking. You never know, there may even be a little bit of, well, I don't know. Let's have a look. Receive, what do you think? Are you dancing?
I can hear many different sort of musics. You understand? And I don't know where.
Yes, there's a big party going on. Let's go and have a look. There's an awful lot of people in Paphos tonight. We realised this earlier on, and of course there's this big stage been erected. So of course there's singing, there's dancing, and there's an awful lot of prancing going on. We'll get as close as we can, and of course, as a sign of respect to the organisers, we'll cut. So we're going to say thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, hit that like, click that subscribe, and perhaps come back for a little bit more of our complete and utter madness downtown Kato Paphos on a truly spectacular day indeed. Downtown Kato Paphos on a truly spectacular evening indeed. If you're looking for some excitement in your life, Grisevi, watch that before you fall on your ass. There we are. There's trip hazards everywhere. We're going to have a great night indeed. Thanks for watching. Let's go and have a big goodbye from Grisevi the Booth.
I would like to thank you many times. We're totally enjoying our views. We're totally enjoying the ways that Paphos is developing. We're totally enjoying the people's accostation because we are getting bigger and bigger together with you, our dearest, loveliest, the most loveliest family in the world. We're loving you, kissing you, and greeting you from the bottom of our two hearts.
And a big shout out to two legends that we met last night, Miss Heather and Mr. Steve. Thanks for accompanying us. And I think that should have finished with a big ho, Miss Archin, Grisevi La Booth. Thanks for watching, and of course we will see you again very soon indeed.